What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. If you don't know who I am, that means you're new. I'm Mark. What's good with y'all? Go check out my other videos. Check them out. Check them out. But first, stay on this one. Something important. Welcome back to another episode of Debunking Gun Myths. It's been a while. You know what I mean? And when I came up with this video, I thought to myself, I'm like, damn. It's funny. The most recent Debunking Gun Myths videos, every time I thought of them, I'm like, yeah, why haven't I done that yet? But let's get right into it. All right. So, welcome back to another episode of Debunking Gun Myths. On this episode, suppressors make firearms silent. Shh. All right, let's get into it. So obviously, that's just not true. All right, so there's several reasons why that's not true. Several of them are just different variables. However, some of them there's no other way around it. So, for starters, if you are looking for the quietest firearms to use suppressed, you're probably going to want to look for like a bolt action, something along those lines. Why? Because when you fire the gun, you're not here. And now I'm not going to clear the chamber on my gun. Excuse me. Excuse me. Sorry for y'all who had to hear that. You're not hearing the cycle of the firearm happen when it fires. That is something that you hear with every other form of suppressed gun, pretty much, other than ones that you manually have to operate the action. Now, that's just getting that out the way. Those are the quietest only for that reason. All right, now, there are three things you need. One, in order to even use a suppressor to its fullest capabilities, one of them is a threaded barrel. I mean, y'all should have seen that coming. Next, a suppressor. Y'all should have seen that coming. All right. Now, of course, suppressors themselves, they do make shooting your guns a bit quieter. Of course they do. There's no, denying that. There's no sitting here saying, no, that's not true. I would be lying to you if I said that, and I'm not going to lie to you. So while, yes, suppressors can help make the guns more silent or more quieter, they do not make them silent. One of the reasons why that simply is because of the fact the firearms are they're going to cycle. You see what I mean? If it's a handgun, the slide is going to slide back and bam. That's not quiet. That shit is not quiet. You know what I mean? The firearms themselves will not be quiet because you add a suppressor to them. That is not how they work. Next, the part that a lot of people, they don't fully seem to comprehend here. Part of how quiet it is based off the type of ammunition you use. So you might have heard me in other videos, like when I'm talking about 22 LR or 45 ACP, for example, how they're both naturally subsonic rounds. So what does that mean? So there's a difference between subsonic and supersonic. Supersonic means it's breaking the speed of sound. That's why you often hear that crack with a majority of rounds you're shooting. Subsonic, it is not breaking the speed of sound. Now, why is that super useful? Well, if it's subsonic, it means it's going to be a lot quieter since it's not breaking the sound barrier. That's just the truth of the matter here, which means suppressors are a lot more effective with subsonic ammo, whether the ammo comes naturally subsonic or you have to buy special sub ammo for your firearm. Suppressors will 100% they will be more effective at suppressing the sound coming off of you shooting if you have subsonic ammo. There's no other way around it. Now, does that mean that, a suppressor will be useless if you put in supersonic ammo? No, not true at all. A suppressor will still help suppress the sound off of it. However, it's just not going to be anywhere near as quiet. And that's something that I see a lot of people actually make mistakes with that they don't fully realize. Is they'll get a suppressor in there, they'll immediately go, to the range, or they'll go to their property or whatever, no ear pro, start shooting. And then they'll wonder why the hell their ears still hurt. It's because when you have supersonic ammo, a suppressor can only do so much. Now, I'm sure some of y'all are wondering, what speed does subsonic ammo go roughly, in order for it to not break the sound barrier? If I'm not mistaken, it's moving somewhere a little under, I believe, 1,000 feet per second. I could be mistaken on that. If I am mistaken, please, by all means, correct me down below. However, generally speaking, if you're the only way for you to get that truthfully, suppressed experience is going to be with subsonic ammo. That's just it. Regardless of what caliber it is, in order for it to be subsonic, it has to move at roughly that speed. There's no other way around it, and that's the best way to explain it. This is something that not a lot of people fully understand here when it comes to suppressors. Is the ammo is like one of the biggest deals when it comes to it. This is something I actually didn't even know till I started doing some research on suppressors myself, like a couple years ago. That you don't just screw a suppressor on and it's quiet. And by the way, let's also debunk that while we're at it, just beyond explaining how suppressors work and how to have the most quiet shooting experience as possible. Let's also specify this, that putting a suppressor on your firearm, regardless of whether you use subsonic ammo or not, will not make you shooting the gun silent like you hear in the movies, like you see in the movies. That's not truthful at all. That's not how. No. Like, you see that one scene, I believe it was in John Wick, where they're just having that shootout in the mall with two suppressed handguns. That would never happen in real life. That would never happen. Suppressors do not make your firearm silent. All they do is suppress the sound. Now, I know there's going to be that one stickler down in the comment. They're going to be like, well, technically the patent says silencer, so it's supposed to silence. But you know what? The truth of the fucking matter is, I don't care what the patent said. You know why? Because just like how I can call, get ready for this, I can call these lights that are right here and here, I can call both of them lamps. They're not lamps. They're lights, but they're not lamps. It's just, there's a difference. You see what I mean? I think that about wraps it up for this video. I don't want to keep going in circles here, because especially when something as simple as, really your ammo choice is that big of a deal, there's really not much more for me to go over. But roughly, as I said before, no, they will not make your gun silent, due to the fact that, one, your gun is going to have to cycle, whether it's eventually or immediately. It will have to cycle, which will create sound. That's just the truth of the matter here. Two, even with using subsonic ammo, it is not silent. It is not that quiet. That's just not how it works. Now, with that being said, I think that about wraps it up for this video. Y'all make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, hit that bell. When you hit that bell, hit all. And honestly, I don't really need y'all to agree with me on this, because this is something that I know for a fact. But if you have the knowledge of this fact, which you should now because you watched my video, make sure to check out all my other videos. Y'all make sure to stay legal, stay safe, stay dangerous. Have a good one, y'all. Peace.